'Cause we got so much history. Here with you is where I'm meant to be. Even after all the pain, I do it all again. 'Cause we got so much history. We got so much history. Wrapped up in these memories.
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream on DJ Scare. It's really good to be back, obviously. Game week 3, I'm really apologize I didn't do a stream for that. Because basically I was in Turkey. What am I talking about? I was in Wales. Arrest is sorry, why did I say that? Someone's left, they'll come back. But yeah, I was in Wales and I didn't take my laptop with me, and I was from there Sunday to Wednesday because my mum and sister are at Reading Festival, and they came on the Monday, and I went on the Wednesday to go to work, and I didn't bring my laptop that week, so I couldn't do a stream. But it's good to be back. I'm back here. I've got a few guests with me. A lot of people. I just want to shout out a lot of people who can join. Big up DJ Creator, who should be joining. He isn't in the back room yet. Spurs I've couldn't join. Toby, Frederick, Joel. So many other people who couldn't join. So it's going to be a short guest stream. Not many guests. So expect not many guests, but still going to be a good stream. I'm also back on a few socials, back with Mixcloud. I've done a 1 hour mix that came out today, so make sure you check that out. And a sped up song of Drinking by Joel Corey and Rita Ora. That is a new song. Well, it came out a few weeks ago, and I did a post about it as well. But that is out now on my SoundCloud. Sped up song of that. It's about 1 minute and 40 seconds long. But go check that out. Go like it and comment and stuff. It's good to be back here on YouTube as well. Obviously, I haven't really done a video in a while, but I will do a video soon. Obviously, I'm trying to be consistent with the live streams. Obviously, because the international break, there will probably be a break from me. I'm sure people like Arrest Talks Football and other people are taking a break from YouTube. Yes, all I got to say, really. I'm also worried about the subscribers as well. We're on 1,075 and we've lost 7 subscribers in the last 28 days. So, listen, we've got about, 4 months now to try and get 1,100. So it's definitely possible. I'm not complaining because obviously I have over 1,000 subscribers and it's still a lot. So, and plenty of other channels don't have 1,000. So, anyway, I'm going to add the guest now. It's good to have him back. He hasn't been in the streams for a while. Is of course Huddersfield fan Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
Hello there. Yeah, I'm not so bad. Thank you for having me on. I hope you're well. But yeah, looking forward to this stream.
Yep. And of course, you guys know him from Restox Football. He's the host of Restox Football. I was on their stream yesterday. Great stream with Hardy, Waleed, and Arrest. But yeah, you all know him. Is of course Man United fan. Arrest. How you doing, Arrest?
Yeah, but big up family, man. Big up family.
Yeah,
Obviously the weather very hot, but now listen, good to be back on this channel.
Yeah, as you said, it's very hot. I went to work Tuesday and I was sweating. I went to the gym and honestly, I was a ball of sweat. It was ridiculous. And I'm even sweating today as well. I went out to town to get lunch and oh my God, it was awful. But yeah, we're going to get straight into it now. Make sure you guys do comment. We want to see your comments. We love to hear your thoughts on the game week and football in general. Obviously, it's been a crazy week. So many goals, 5-2 games, 5-1, 3-1. 2 all draws. It's been a crazy week. You don't really get many weeks like this. You get some 0-0s or 1-0 wins and stuff like that. But it's been a crazy week. We got a comment. Yeah, of course. Arrest Talks Football here. Big up Arrest Talks Football. Smash those likes. Yeah, let's check how many likes we have as always. We have 8 likes already, so that's crazy. So let's try and get the 10 likes, which is the main like, and then we'll get 20 and move on. So yeah. Oh, Arrest has gone. He should be back. I think Arrest's having issues. He's on his phone, so we will get back to Arrest. Now, obviously, in Arrest stream, we started off with it. Good game. A lot of controversy. We've been talking in the back room about the VAR decisions, the referee. Absolutely poor, but Arrest is back. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a lot. I'll keep my thoughts to myself, but we'll start off with you, Arrest. Obviously, you're not hiding from the loss, and there was some controversy with the ref and stuff. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, listen, I don't hide, Ollie. You know me, I don't hide. When lose or draw, I speak what it is. For me, listen, I mean, performance-wise, we didn't play that bad, considering away from home, United, our record's bad, but I was happy. But then the referee itself, I mean, come on, man. That was like multiple occasions where, I'll just go through and through. Second one, that's Casemiro. It's a red card straight away. And then Sky Sports, we've been talking like for 7 days in a row. And for me, obviously Gabriel and Rasmus Højlund, and then obviously the Garnacho goal, which for me, it's not offside, but people can have their say really. For me, because it's how they interpret it for me. But for me, it's not offside. But I'm pretty sure if it was the other way around, and they got this lad for Arsenal, the fan base would be, I'll be complaining about it. But no, listen, I'm happy, but there's still some errors. And for me, bringing on Maguire and Evans, I don't think that really did much. But we need Amrabat to come in as soon as possible for me, because I feel like he makes the midfield more balanced. So other than that, I'm happy, but there's a lot of things that we need to be doing correctly. But other than that, I think some players, I think Bruno had a bit quiet game, but you know what? We need
What
to
about Rashford?
sort
What's
this
your
away.
thoughts on Rashford's game?
Rashford, I thought he had a good game. It was a good goal from him. I thought he had a good game, so nothing for me to say about him. But other than that, we need to fix that away record as soon as possible. But listen, it's down to Ten Hag really, and down to these players if their mentality. But I don't know if you want me to comment on Sancho and Ten Hag, but for me, I don't know this club, man. I'm 50-50 now. I don't know who to believe, because Ten Hag, you can't throw Sancho like that under the bus. Obviously, Sancho commenting back, it's just a pretty not good. I think not good. I think for me, it's better to keep things in private and one-to-one. But for me, I don't think we'll get rid of Sancho, because he's in our Champions League squad, so he is staying. But I don't think we should get rid of him. Like those fans saying that we should get rid of him and some stuff. I don't think we should get rid
What
of him.
about Anthony?
Obviously, United came out with a statement today saying that they always do these rubbish statements, man. They're basically saying that they understand why the police are arresting him, but he's still playing for us. So I expect investigation to continue, but I still think Anthony will still play for us. So other than that, Sancho Ten Hag, I'll leave them to do privately talk. I'm not going to comment other than that further, but for me, for the Arsenal game, listen, you guys got the 3 points. It is what it is, but for me, I can't believe some of these Arsenal fans saying that it's not a penalty for Højlund. But listen, at the end of the day, Arsenal got the 3 points.
Yeah, moving on to you, Ryan. I know you said about the away form in the prediction stream that they need to improve it to try and win the league. And obviously at the Emirates is abysmal. Obviously, they lost 3-2 last season. The season before that was 3-1 where Xhaka scored that goal. And previous years as well, it's been awful. But obviously, as I know you probably wanted Man United to win this game, what was your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of echo what Oris said, really. I mean, obviously, I think the performance was there. It was there. I think it was a lot better than what we've seen in the past. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I'm going to be speaking more about the decisions rather than the game, which is a shame, really, in a game like this, because you want to be talking about the football, don't you? But
yeah,
unfortunately, when there's that many decisions that go against United, which did happen, in crucial moments as well, I just think it's hard not to. So yeah, obviously, United obviously didn't really have much opportunities up until that Rashford goal. They didn't actually do anything. Obviously, there were a lot of passing in their own area, but in their own half, sorry. But apart from that, they didn't really do anything. But like I said, the Rashford goal was really good. I thought it was a great ball through by Eriksen. I think it was a superb pass through, and Rashford obviously cuts in, and brilliant goal that as well by Rashford, just ruthless by him. But then obviously the equaliser. I mean, you've got to, they do say you're most vulnerable when you have just scored to concede. But for me, you cannot be conceding straight away after that, which is what happened obviously with Odegaard getting the goal. I thought, yeah, obviously the fact that Odegaard had so much space on the edge of the area there, I thought was quite strange. You can't be giving him time and space on the ball. So that was poor from United's point of view. But yeah, obviously in the second half, I mean, obviously the red card, obviously the Saka challenge as well on Bruno. For me, that has to be a red. You know, his feet are off the ground. He was quite, it looked a very dangerous challenge. And, if that was someone like Casemiro, like I said, we know Casemiro's had the reputation of getting some sendings off. That would have been a sending off. So there has to be more consistency with these decisions. It can't be just one rule for one rule for another. There's no consistency across the board. But yeah, anyway, into the second half, I think, like I say, more chaos with decisions. I think, like I said, I think it was a very close game that second half. But for me, the Garnacho goal, it had to stand. It wasn't offside at all. I just can't believe you can give an offside that was so close like that. It depends what angle you look at it from as well, because if you look at it at different angles, it looks onside, but then if you look at it in another angle, it looks offside. But for me, they have to be getting these decisions right. And then obviously the penalty for, the penalty claim for Højlund, I'm sorry, but he literally wrestled him to the ground. It has to be a penalty. I know obviously Havertz did have a penalty shout as well, actually, which the referee gave straight away, but VAR overturned, as we know. I think that was the correct decision from the Havertz one. I think that did look a dive. But then, like I said, so yeah, if Garnacho's goal would have stood, I believe United would have seen out that game. The 88th minute, I believe that would have been 3 points for United, for me personally. That's just my opinion. But then again, obviously, you just knew what was coming after that. Obviously, Arsenal managed to get a goal in injury time and another one. You could argue that the goal the Rice goal, for me, if you look at the build-up, I think there was a clear foul on Johnny Evans as well. Gabriel did block him off and actually pushed him up. So for me, that interferes with play. I'm not sure why Rice had so much space anyway, but so for me, Arsenal won. I don't think they deserved to win. I think 3-1 certainly flattered them. I think, to be honest with you, when it were at 2-1, United had to go for it even more, so it just opened up spaces, which why the goal came again. But yeah, another thing I will say that last thing, losing both your centre backs in a game is very unlucky as well. Very unlucky. You don't see that often, do you? Losing both your centre backs in a game, so that didn't help anything either. But yeah, so a lot of just strange decisions, and you just want consistency, and we're just not getting it at the minute. And VAR for me, it's just not working at the moment. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. But yeah, big up Rest and Ryan for those obviously thoughts on the game, and I'll obviously get my thoughts on the game now as an Arsenal fan. Obviously, both fans, you guys obviously tipped United to win, obviously with the decisions you've talked about. I'll just get my thoughts now. Watched the game 1 till 90 minutes. Obviously, the Rashford goal was very good, and I was a bit worried when that went in, but the way we responded was amazing. Odegaard with the goal, absolutely brilliant goal. Good to 30 seconds. Rashford probably literally looked back and saw the goal after celebrating. 1-1 half time, I would have taken that. At least we weren't losing. At least we weren't a 0-0 or whatever. So 1-0 is all right. We've done that before. We've gone, drawn and won the game in the second half. Second half's a bit boring. 1-0 for a while. It could have been 1-0. And then the goal. Listen, I know a lot of your fight fans are crying there was offside or whatever, but for me it was onside, and I'm being on the other side of you guys. Listen, it was a tight call, but Gabriel's defending where he almost went back behind Garnacho. I think that's where it went offside, because he might have had a little bit of a head in front of Garnacho, but it's still offside. You look how much space Garnacho had to score that goal. And then obviously Rice, very similar to Nelson, where we were 2-0 down against Bournemouth and we came up, goal from Ben White and I think maybe Saka or something like that. And then corner comes in, Nelson scores a screamer, wins us the game. And then Rice does it again. Rice with his first goal for Arsenal, obviously he's showing why he's worth 105 million. Corner comes in from Saka, great goal. Obviously, it was deflected a few times from the goalkeeper and obviously a defender, but it did count as Rice goal. And the stadium erupted. Players jumping on the fans and stuff like that. And then the second goal or the third goal was absolutely brilliant. Too much space as well. Fabio there, a great assist to Jesus, and then Jesus had to score. It's really good for him to come back from injury and get a goal, come off on the bench. I do want to see Jesus starting now instead of Nketiah, but Nketiah will probably still start. Havertz as well is looking shaky. There was a stat saying that he's played 5 games for Arsenal with no goals and assists, and in his first 5 games for Chelsea, he got 3 goals and 2 assists. So it's not looking good for
But
Havertz.
Ollie, your fan base scored them world class though. So what happened to that?
I don't know, man, but Odegaard as well, obviously class. But obviously, you guys didn't really talk about Onana. Obviously, Onana's supposed to be this amazing signing, and he's conceded 3 goals and got a yellow card. So I don't really see what's amazing about him.
Ollie, that yellow card that you got, by the way, absolutely. Listen, these time wasters that referee gives up for yellow card, he did
it's
not
ridiculous.
time waste.
The same with the Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu took 6 seconds to take the throw in, and he gave him a yellow card for that.
You could argue that. Sorry, sir. You could argue that Onana couldn't really do much with any of the goals, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know it wasn't Onana's fault, but listen, did you see the way he was like calming everyone down when they scored the equaliser? Well, you're not calming everyone down when you lost the game, but obviously United's run isn't looking good. They've lost one. So the form isn't looking good. They're 11th going into the international break. 6 points minus 2 goals, and the same with Arsenal. You haven't unbeaten. Obviously, the Fulham game was disappointing, which I might just touch on that now. Going 1-0 down was ridiculous, and then we came back, and then we thought we won the game 2-1, and then we conceded a late game. And obviously, Fulham had a red card as well, absolutely ridiculous. But we won't discuss the other games in that game week, but that game was awful. But it's good to get the wins. Obviously, I'm really happy with this win, convincingly winning with 2 goals, because obviously the Crystal Palace goal we won for a penalty. The Nottingham Forest one we had a penalty and a goal, and obviously they scored late on. The Fulham games, I've said, the frustrating draw. We could have at least been in the top 4 if we would have won that game, probably even second after behind Man City with the goal difference. But yeah, so Arsenal, West Ham, Liverpool, and Tottenham are 10 points going into the international break, and Man City with only 100% record going in. But yeah, final thoughts on the game. Good win for Arsenal. The home record against United stays the same. I think we've all got our thoughts now. If anyone's in the comments, please do get your thoughts in the comments about this game before we move on. I know when Aresh talked about it, it went for about half an hour, but we're only going to talk about this for about 20 minutes because we're going to go on every game, and obviously we'll have enough time for people to shout about socials and stuff like that. So we're not going to go on for like too long. Obviously, the stream yesterday went on for about an hour and a half, and Hardeep and Waleed had to leave, and it was the same with his stream as well. Spurs Live and Manny were supposed to join, they didn't join. So a lot of people, I did ask Manny, and Elliot is supposed to be joining, but I think he's busy or something. But anyway, yeah, finally, just obviously Arrest's point of view, not a good win for them. Obviously, not a good result for them. Obviously, thought the Garnacho's goal was onside. For me, great win for us. Good to win convincingly, and now we move to Everton after the break. It wasn't convincingly, but we won by 2 goals. So listen, I know it wasn't convincingly. Convincingly is probably like 4-1, 5-1, but the way we've won games by one goal, it's better to win by 2 goals now to get the goal difference up. So that's what I'm saying. And obviously, it's not a clean sheet. We've only kept 1 clean sheet this season. But yeah, Everton away is going to be tough. We're not really good record at Goodison Park, so it's going to be a tough game. But we might get score predictions on that later if we go through all the games. But yeah, good win for Arsenal. United not looking good at the moment, 11th in the table, so they do need to get the wins up on the board. But yeah, we'll move on now. So Arsenal 3, Man United 1. We've talked about that game. Moving on to top of the table now, Man City with a 100% record, beating Fulham 4-1. Fulham are 13th in the league now. They've only collected 4 points, and Man City have collected 12. So for me, Man City look like they're going on to win this league, man. Haaland's on fire. Alvarez on fire. Ederson's good in goal. Obviously, they've got a few departures. Mahrez has gone. Gundogan's gone. Who else has gone? De Bruyne is injured. Oh, we got a comment here. Oh, it's Aiden. He's a big up, lads. Hope you're all okay. Smiley emoji. Yeah, big up, obviously, from Ryan's channel. So big up, Aiden Tate, HTFC's fan. I think you got a win the other day, didn't you, against West Brom, was it?
Yeah, it's an injury time win. An injury time winning,
yeah. So it's good to get. Are you out of the relegation zone now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
So no more negativity now. Let's get the wins on the board, Huddersfield. There's still negativity in the club, but you need to get those.
Let's just see.
Yeah, we'll see. But we'll start for you, Ryan, because we started off with rest last time. So Man City beating Fulham 5-1. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, yeah, obviously, where obviously City went ahead, didn't they? Obviously Alvarez got the goal, and obviously Fulham responded very well actually with the equaliser very quickly after that. I thought it was alright. But yeah, look, again, more controversy surrounding Manchester City. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. How that goal stands, the goal they got just before half to Ake in injury time in that first half. Obviously, you can see Akanji is clearly in an offside position. It's a pretty simple decision to make, really. He's offside. But yeah, it was allowed. And as we know, it was just before the break. Goals change games. I know it was 5-1 in the end, but the reality is goals change games. So, obviously, Marco Silva wasn't very happy after the final whistle. And I certainly wouldn't be either. I just think it's the same old story, really. I think City constantly get the decisions in their favour. I've talked about this earlier about VAR. VAR constantly seems to favoritise certain teams. There's teams that get all the decisions on VAR, and that's quite apparent. From what I recognised over maybe the past 12 months. And for me, it should have been offside. It would have been 1-1 going to the break, and who knows what would have happened after that. But yeah, obviously then going to the break 2-1, you just, they're going to end up winning the game. Obviously they're at home. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about this game much. But yeah, obviously a win for Man City. But I still believe that if you get, they just get too many decisions to me. And in crucial moments too, like this game suggested. So yeah, they won. I hate the fact that they won, and just see what happens moving forward. But I feel quite sorry for Fulham for sure, because I think that they did deserve to go in the break 1-1. And like I say, it's a different game going in that second half at 1-1. Yeah. And you can say that City would still have pulled away anyway and blah blah blah. But that's not the point. The point is it was 2-1 instead of 1-1 going to the break. So yeah, very very poor from VAR. Very very poor decision. Like I said, any other team, it would have been ruled out. That's what frustrates me the most about this. They get all the decisions. And that's just from my point of view. But yeah.
And obviously, Ryan, we couldn't watch the match because it was a 3:00 kickoff, so we didn't really know much. Did you see the game, or did you?
Yes, I watched the. I watched. Well, I didn't watch. To be fair, I watched the. I watched the first half, and then.
Oh, right. How did you watch it, Ryan?
No, I didn't. I don't mean I watched. I mean I watched the first half on Match of the Day, but then I kind of.
Match of the Day. Oh, okay, yeah.
Then I kind of switched off after that, but yeah, that doesn't change the fact that was clearly offside. You see pictures of it, you see videos of it. It's offside. It should have been offside.
It's just clearly Man City cheating, though. Oh.
It is. It's rigged. Yeah. It's rigged. It's absolutely rigged. You know my thoughts on Man City. Yeah. I just think it's completely rigged from top to bottom. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go on because I'm going to go ranting. But yeah.
RS, we know your favourite team, Man City, getting a win. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, but Man City beating Fulham 5-1. What's your thoughts on the game?
Listen, I watched, obviously, the Premier League refs. They usually release the mic'd up and stuff. I watched it today. Oh, my God. Basically, I think I remember some parts. I think one of the officials that was behind the screen monitor, they said apparently because the player didn't get in the way of the goalkeeper, they should allow it. That is absolutely nonsense.
But he was in the way because the keeper moved. The keeper delayed.
That's what I mean. This is corrupt, man. Those people, those audios today, man, absolute shambles. So now it is City, they get their favours. So yeah, listen. First of all, obviously Alvarez. What great! I thought, Fulham, man, they showed something, but I feel like if they showed more, they could have actually done something in this game because, they looked dangerous in the counter attack. Like, who was it? Andres Pereira tried to create something, and then obviously, I thought that winger's name, I forgot his name, but yeah, they tried to create something. Well. What was that?
Jimenez as well, the striker.
Listen, I think he's rubbish, man. Honestly, he didn't create nothing. Jimenez,
so do you think Mitrovic is better than him?
Yeah, but obviously he's not there anymore. But Fulham, they tried to show something, but
Harry Wilson, is that their winger?
Wilson. He tried to do something because of his pace, but no, listen, City, it is what it is, man. they get their favours and way. But then when United fans complain about that, they say, "Oh, how comes you got De Bruyne?" I go, well, it's a completely different thing to this and to your thing that your goal got allowed. So it's completely different. So, yeah. But anyways, obviously Haaland got the hat trick. So yeah, listen, it is what it is for me. City, let's just see, because I think United plays City in October, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, as I said, it's a win for City. So yeah.
Yeah, 29th of October, is it? Against
Yeah.
Man City or at the Old Trafford. So it's going to be a good game. But finally, my thoughts on the game. Obviously, Ryan and Resta talked about it. Yeah, good win for Man City. Looking good for them at the moment. 100% record. Haaland is on fire. Hat trick for him. Obviously, good for everyone's fantasy team. Getting 40 points, absolutely incredible. I think that's the most he's ever got. Or he's probably got a hat trick before and got 40 points, but someone triple captained and got 60 points. So that was a smart move, really. I should have done that. But yeah, Ake as well, also on fantasy team. Rodri getting a yellow card, which was also bad for me, but no clean sheet. It was good for Fulham to get a goal back, similar to the Arsenal game where Rashford scored and then Odegaard scored. Similar to this, Julian Alvarez scored and Tim Reed scored 2 minutes after. And then after that, all the goals from Haaland, apart from assist from Sergio Gomez, sorry. Penalty for Haaland as well, and then a goal. And then Alvarez scored the first goal and Haaland got an assist. So Haaland was on fire. He's got a 9.6 rating on the app I've got. Edison as well had an all right game. He got 3 saves, no clean sheet for him. Leno, former Arsenal player in goal for Fulham, not a very good game for him. He got no saves and he conceded 5 goals. So very poor game from him. Pereira as well had a decent game, as Orest was talking about him. He got a yellow card and quite a poor game. Defense is a bit shaky as well. Tim Reed got the goal, Tete, but Diop and Robertson both got a yellow card. Reed, obviously Canary getting injured, and then their front three is Jimenez, Wilson, and Bobby Reed or Bobby something Reed. Listen, the subs that Man City made, they brought on Bob, Lewis, Phillips, Gomez, and Bernardo Silva, who got a yellow card. And Fulham brought on Harrison Costagna from Leicester, Willian, obviously former Arsenal player, Traore, and Muniz. And obviously they're on the bench. They've got Rodok, Gassi. I'm pretty sure they have Mitrovic, but I'm not sure where he is. But
No, Oli,
obviously,
he went Saudi, Oli. Oli, he went Saudi.
he went Saudi. Okay, yeah. But with Man City, obviously the departures. Cole Palmer's gone to Chelsea. Mahrez is gone. Gundogan's gone to Barcelona for free. Obviously De Bruyne is injured, but it proves that you can play Kovacic, you can play Alvarez, Doku. And I saw a meme where it says like, Haaland gone, Alvarez, De Bruyne gone, and all the players who are injured, and they've got Alvarez as an option. But I really hope Man City do lose the game sooner, because if we keep winning, we can go up the table. Obviously, last season we were top of the league for 248 days and bottled it. So hopefully something similar happens where we're fifth and we climb up the table, and suddenly at the end of the season it gets a bit tasty. But as I said, we don't really like Man City as a team. All of us, obviously, Ryan has a soft spot for United. He doesn't like them. And the same with Rest, Man United fan, of course. He hates Man City, and I hate Man City as well, honestly. I can't wait until we play them because we need to beat them. But it's going to be a tough game, man. I don't think we'll beat them. Obviously, we beat them in the Community Shield, which was good to finally beat them. But yeah, listen, when we play Man City, that is the biggest game of the season. Obviously, this game, the Man United game, was a big game, and we won. But yeah, we'll move on now. Talk a bit about that game. Another 5 game where 5 goals. Tottenham coming out with a win. Obviously, it's only Burnley. Burnley are bottom of the league, but they're winning 5-2. Goals from obviously hat-trick from Son. So both games where it's 5 goals, there's been 2 hat-tricks or hat-tricks in both games. Listen, good result for Tottenham. Burnley not looking very good for Grint and company at the moment. We'll get the panel's thoughts. We'll start off with you, Rest. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, listen, Tottenham, they're looking good on that Ange Postecoglou for me. So I think they're undefeated so far. So yeah, they keep getting the goals. Son looks like a player. Basuma as well. They got really good midfield now. Basuma obviously under Conte he wasn't that good, but now obviously under Ange their midfield is starting to look nice. Obviously the centre backs, they still got some issues around there, but I still think Ange can do something with this team, but obviously the main issue is Daniel Levy, and he will always be the issue for Tottenham. But But no, they look very good. For Burnley, I don't know. Company, he needs to change up the style, man, because Championship and Premier League are both different leagues. So Company needs to change up. Or otherwise, I do think otherwise, if he keeps losing, his job's on the line, because not enough people are talking about. But if they keep on losing games, his job's on the line. So Company, he needs to step up. So yeah, Burnley have got some massive things to sort out on. Tottenham, they look like a team. Obviously, Maddison. Listen, I rate him highly anyway, so I think he's a fantastic player. So, yeah, great win for Tottenham.
Yep, and moving on to Ryan before I get my thoughts. Amazing win for Tottenham and Burnley not looking good at the moment. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's quite a good game. Obviously, I watched the full game, the highlights of the game, so I shouldn't keep saying the full game, I'm in the highlights. But obviously, Burnley started very well. Let's not forget, obviously, getting that early goal. But obviously, Tottenham responded. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Burnley, they're playing the exact same way as what they did in the Championship. You could see how Vincent Kompany wants them to play obviously from the back. But you can't keep doing that because of the amount of times they kept losing the ball from that. You've got to change it with it. Defensively, they're struggling as well for me. I don't really know what's happening there. And I think for the promoted side, I think it's important to get some points on the board early, because obviously now they're a few games in and they're still on 0 points. So you're already on the back foot from the outset, and that really doesn't kind of help things at all in this division where it's going to be a tough season. So it looks like it's going to be a long season for Burnley, really, because yes, okay, they scored a couple of goals, but conceding 5 at home. I know Tottenham have done very well so far and they look very strong, but you're still conceding 5 goals at home. For me, it's just not good enough. But yeah, Tottenham, just quick on Tottenham, yeah, they're looking strong, but again, it's about the consistency. I'm sure they've started off seasons well before, and they've slipped off. Obviously, Andrew's a very good manager for Tottenham, but again, he still has to prove himself in this division. I know that it looks promising so far, but he still has to prove himself because there's only a few games in. So I think it's a case of, yes, they started well, but I think you have to really judge a team after about 10, 15 games. That's when you kind of see where a team's really at, if I'm honest. But yeah, very good, very dangerous. Every time they went forward, they looked like they would have scored, to be fair. I don't know if that was due to the spaces that was left for Tottenham to exploit with Burnley seemingly all over the place at times defensively. But yeah, so very good for Tottenham. But for me, Vincent Kompany will become under pressure if it continues, like Ori said. And they have to start picking up points, especially at home. I know obviously they played Villa in the past as well. I think that game really should have been a game they potentially could have tagged points in. I know it's Aston Villa, but still they're at home. So, yeah, things have to change and quickly because the longer this goes on 0 points, it just gets worse for you. It really does. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. They've got their thoughts now. Obviously, I'll get my thoughts. So good, really good win for Tottenham. Son getting the hat trick. I'm just going to get the game up now on my phone to see, obviously, the stats. So, as Ryan said, Burnley went 1-0 up through Lyle Foster, and then 12 minutes after Son scored. A lot of yellow cards in the first half, and then Romero got the goal to give Tottenham a lead in the break. Maddison got a goal, then Son. So, listen, amazing game for Tottenham. Obviously, Burnley got the late goal from Josh Brownhill, sorry. But Trafford, man, this Trafford guy is awful. No clean sheets, bottom of the league. How many saves did he get in that game?
Ollie,
6
but
saves.
You can't do it all
you have to look at the defense, Ollie.
Yeah, the defense is shaky as well. Connor Roberts, Bowyer, O'Shea. I can't even name any good of those. But listen, it's not Trafford's fault, and I don't want to blame him, but I love Trafford. And as I said in the previous streams, I know Trafford from, obviously, he went on loan to Bolton for 2 seasons, and you all probably know him mostly from Man City, where he was released from Man City, went on loan.
He didn't play for Man City all
Yeah,
that.
I know, but he was on the bench in the Champions League final. That's the only really thing.
Right,
but
yeah.
apart from that, he never played for Man City. Now, I mean, it's good for him to start, playing for a Premier League team, getting the number 1 shirt. But I think he should have stayed at Bolton, to be honest. I mean, he could have had a permanent deal there, but he Burnley is a good move for him now, and it's an upgrade from Bolton. It's not a downgrade from Man City, obviously, but he wasn't getting any game time Man City. But Burnley, man, I can't name any good players in their team, man. I just can't, and they are going down, and that's what I'm saying. You know, they've played 3 games, no wins. Obviously, they were going to play Luton, which could have been a win for either. I don't know. Luton were at home, but it got cancelled, obviously, and they did play a home game against West Ham, which we'll talk about. But yeah, listen, good win for Tottenham, and as Ores said, the midfield is brilliant. You know, they got Maddison, Basuma, Sarr. Defense is a bit shaky. Yeah, he's good. Van der Vin, Romero's good as well. He's been scoring. Thinking of getting Romero in my fantasy team, to be honest. Pedro Porro, Son getting the hat trick as well, and then Maddison getting a goal. Solomon as well. I know they've got Brennan Johnson now, and I think it was Waleed said he should be playing instead of Solomon. They made a few subs as well. Perisic, Hoyland, Richarlison, Skip, and Royal. And Vince Company made Durrix, Brownhill scored the goal. Redmond, Larson, and Cork. Obviously, Redmond, you know, from Southampton. But for me, Vincent Company's job is on the line. You are going international break, bottom of the league, with a goal difference of -8. I think he's just used to the Championship. And, you know, you're with Luton, with Sheffield United, with Burnley. They are playing big teams every single week, home and away. This isn't the Championship where you're playing teams like Swansea, West Brom, and stuff like that. But
but it's still a tough league. I know what you're saying, Ollie. It's a more brutal league in the Premier League, but the fact is they're still playing the same way in the Championship. You have to adapt to your game. Vincent Kompany hasn't done that. He's still. I know if you have your own way of playing football, you have to stick to that. I get that, but you have to adapt it a bit. You can't just stick it the same. Yeah, you have to kind of change it a bit.
Thing is, Ryan, you've got to think of it. They finished top of the league last season in the Championship, and now they're rock bottom in the Premier League. It proves that the Championship is a tough league. It's not the best league, but it is one of the toughest leagues in English football. You've got 42 games, 24 teams. You know, in the Premier League, you've got 20 teams. All the teams are quality. You know, 3 teams have come up, 4 teams have got top 4, Conference League, Europa League, and the other teams are decent, not the best. But Burnley needs to get one on the board, man, and they need to prove that they are worthy of staying up. If not, they're going down. And if they keep losing every week, they're not going to get the points on the board. They'll probably be lucky to get 12 points in the team, and I think they'll be lucky to get 3, to be honest, because I don't see them getting a win. I mean, the only wins I see getting is Luton, Sheffield United, and Everton, because Everton have been shocking, and we really need to beat Everton convincingly when we play them. But yeah, once again, we've all got our thoughts on this game. We're moving on to some of the non-big teams now. We've talked about Luton a bit. I've talked about Luton a bit on West Ham. We're going to move on to this game now. I'm going to start with you, Ryan, because obviously you know Luton Town from the Championship. They obviously scored a late goal at West Ham. And actually, I like this game because I predicted the score. I predicted 2-1, which is good for the predictions group chats in the Premier League, predictions in the Instagram. But yeah, Ryan, we'll get your thoughts on this because obviously you've played Luton Town with Huddersfield and you know what they're like, and obviously their first home game in the Premier League. And actually, before I move on, there's a stat that they're making a stadium in 2026, thinking they're still going to be in the Premier League at that point. I really don't think they're going to be in the Premier League in 2026. But yeah, Ryan, Luton Town 1, West Ham 2. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, obviously the first home game for Luton, obviously, after the developments of the stadium. I still can't believe that stadium wasn't ready in time for the Premier League start. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, obviously, I mean, for me, in this time, I know West Ham are a good side, and but Luton are at home. I did, I'd kind of expect them to kind of go for it a bit more, if you know what I'm saying. Because you can't be sitting back again. You can't be sitting back. You've got to give the team respect, of course. You do a team like West Ham, who are a very good side, but you have to give it a bit of a go. And I don't really see that in this Luton side. But obviously it's the first home game. I expect a bit more from them at home, but they didn't show anything really. Obviously they did get a consolation goal in the final minutes, but apart from that, they did nothing really. Obviously West Ham. Yeah, obviously Bowen getting the goal just before half time was a crucial time to get a goal. Obviously a good goal. I think for me, West Ham, I mean, obviously I'm going off, but I think West Ham have recruited very well as well this time. I think the Ward-Prowse and that, I love Ward-Prowse. I think he's a class act, and they've really utilised that money that they've got from Rice very, very good. Obviously, Prowse at 30 million, was it? I think it was. I think that's just a bag, like for somebody that is just, will get you assists or will produce for you week in, week out, and he's just class. So, but yeah, obviously West Ham got the win. I did expect them to win the game. I was kind of surprised that Luton scored personally, but yeah, for me, West Ham look very strong. A strong start to the season, and I think they will be a team that will find themselves in the top 10 come the end of the season. Luton, yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be a long season. I don't really see how they're gonna get the wins and get the points. I don't see who can score. And like I said, a defender scored for them in this game as well. Obviously, Anderson, the centre back. So for me, I don't understand where they're going to get the goal. Don't really know where they're going to get the goals from. I think it's going to be a long season. I can't see them staying up at all. But yeah, it's cool. Like I say, if Luton do want to try and stay up, they need to go for it a bit more in games. Like as I said earlier, if they don't do that, they're going to get walked all over every week. So that's what.
I just got a question, Ryan. When you obviously played Luton Town, did you win any of the games? Were they any good when you played them?
Below my net. I can't remember what happened last season on it. It was all a blur. To be honest, I think we like to draw against Luton. I don't know. But,
let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember.
I can't see the results. Oh, they beat you 2-1, and then let's see what the other result was. So they beat you 2-1, and they drew 3-3 at home. So at home you lost 2-1, and at Luton you drew 3-3. So and you had a red card in that game. But yeah, before we move on to the rest of my thoughts, I've got a comment here from Aidan. It's a big comment here. He says, the Championship is a hard league, though, because look at Plymouth. They managed to beat Huddersfield and Blackburn. So the Championship and Premier League are both hard leagues. Yeah, I do agree with you saying there. Good comment from you. Big up for commenting that. But yeah, obviously, I'd like to talk about this game because I predicted it right. But we're going to move on to next arrest. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, obviously, David Moyes, another win for him. Just needs there's something good at West Ham, man. Honestly, like I'm very proud of David Moyes, but listen, the West Ham, their midfield, I'm starting to like it. And obviously, they got Kudus from Ajax and obviously Ward Prowse. They've got some really good players there. And you know what, West Ham could do. I think for me, top 10. I think
Yeah.
I'll always say West Ham top 10.
Well,
top
they're
8.
fourth at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, it's only been 4 games, so top
Yeah.
8, top 9 for me. But no, West Ham are doing something. Whereas for Luton, I mean, I've said it before my stream, and I'm not even joking. Will Luton even get more than 15 points this season? Let's be honest.
No, you said 12. I think you said 12.
12, 15. Yeah. 12, I don't even see 12 for me because away from home they look poor for me. At home, you have to show at least some fight. I think it's their first game, like probably at home, but when you're playing the home games, you have to show some fight to your fans as well. You have to get behind them, man, because you can't expect them to like cheer you off the whole 90 minutes. The only way they're going to be loud and be supportive is if you show them a good performance and you play well and you get in the goals. But as Ryan said, the only goal came from a defender, so just tells you it for me. But Luton, I think it's serious problems for them. I've always said for me, Luton, as soon as they came to the Premier League, I've always said I don't see them doing anything in the Premier League for me. I've always seen as a bottom 3 relegation side. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Whether if they can turn it around, I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure, but yeah, time will tell, really.
Yeah, I'll get my thoughts on the game. As I said, it was the first game and I predicted it right, so that's good points for me in the Premier League predictions games. But moving on to the actual game, West Ham going up 37 minutes, so bit of a boring first half. Kurt Zouma getting the goal as well, a bit controversial. You know what he's done before. Ward-Prowse the assist as well. Bequeta getting the assist for Bowen, and then Maddis, Jewell, Anderson. It just proves that they have a defender scoring for them. Don't even know their goalkeeper. The only player I really know is Ross Barkley and Morris, and none of them scored. So for me, Luton, they have flipping Gardner as their away end, and it just proves that they're not ready for the Premier League.
Yeah.
I've said this before. You're building a stadium in 2026. How are you going to be in the Premier League in 2026? Well, so with 23, that's 3 years. So say you get relegated in 2024, you have to go back in 2025, and then you have to stay in the Premier League till 2026. It's ridiculous. Like, why can't you build the stadium next year or the year after? It's absolutely ridiculous. But they do need to they're probably lucky to get the away games when they have them, because the stadium is an absolute shambles. It's probably a non-league stadium, to be honest. Probably a League One, not a Championship one, but it was good for them to have a home game, to be honest. And obviously, they got a goal to celebrate. West Ham really looking really good. Obviously, it's similar to, as I said, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, and West Ham are all on 10 points. They've won one and drawn one and won three. So they've won three. They're actually brilliant, West Ham. Obviously, as Ryan said, they've spent the money well with Rice. They've brought in Ward-Prowse and Alvarez. Their team is looking good as well. Obviously, I wouldn't say that obviously Fabianski is losing his pace, former Arsenal player. Ariola's coming in. Kufau is all right. Paqueta is a brilliant player. Antonio is a great player as well, but he's not really. Rob Edwards is on his job's on the line. You can't be, an 18th, 19th, no points in 4 games. Cabu, Brown, Magus, Obgag, and I can't name any of their players that came on. And Kudus came on late on for West Ham, their new signing. Danny Ings, obviously former Southampton player, and Fornals and David Moyes is, both managers are almost like. So I think Waleed said David Moyes was the first manager to be sacked or something because they made no signings. But David Moyes is looking good at the moment, and the same. It's a bit weird. So, the manager doing well, and then there's a manager doing bad. So one team is 4th, one team is 19th. So we're going to move on now because we're in the 46-minute mark and we've got a few games to go through. But yeah, good game for West Ham. Luton not looking good at the moment. We're going to move on to a Big Six team now. Liverpool getting a 3-0 win against Aston Villa. Now, obviously, Villa, keep quiet, man. You're not doing well at the moment. Where are they? 10th in the table. Let's just go through their games. They lost 3-0 to Liverpool, beat Burnley 3-1, lost to Newcastle, and beat Everton 4-0. But the only good result they had is against Everton. But let's get the panel's thoughts now. Ryan, we'll start with you. So Liverpool, good win for them against Villa. What's your thoughts of this game?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, Villa have started very slowly. Obviously, Liverpool started off very quickly. That early goal really settled them down, didn't it? And obviously, you never thought they were going to lose that game once they went ahead really early on. Obviously, I can't say his name. I'm not going to say his name, but obviously, the guy that scored first.
Oh yeah, Skaboszlai. Or else, how do you say it? Skaboszlai. Szoboszlai.
Yeah, he scored, and obviously an own goal from Cash, and then Salah scored. Obviously, dominated the game. Liverpool deserved to win. Obviously, had 17 shots, but only managed 4 on target, which is, obviously score 3. But yeah, Liverpool, another team that has started very well. But again, I'm very dubious to comment on teams starting well. I think you have to judge it over a longer period of time. Obviously, early on, if you get a few wins, okay, you just started well. But you have to judge it after a few more games for me, not at this stage. But they've started off very well, which obviously helps them. Like you say, Villa, obviously 6 points so far. And yeah, I don't know. They seem to be struggling quite a bit at the moment, and they're going to have to start picking up some points. But yeah, Villa deserve to lose, and Liverpool deserve to win. So the only surprise thing, maybe I was surprised that Liverpool maybe didn't get a couple more. They probably should have done with the chances they had. Obviously, they had 17 shots, but yeah, Villa have to try and turn this form around, but. For all the hype around Villa, they're not really producing. Obviously, I know Emery's obviously a good manager, but they have to start producing. But anyway, I'm waffling on, and yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, just for move on to a rest, we got a comment here from Aidan. He says, brilliant performance by Liverpool, top 4 incoming. What's your thoughts on that, Ryan, on this comment?
Yeah, I mean, it is a brilliant performance, I agree, and obviously you can be happy with that, but top 4, I mean, you should be there and thereabout, but I won't be so confident just yet. I think obviously it's going to be.
Yeah, but at the moment they are 3rd and they've only drawn 1 game, so it's looking good at the moment, Ryan. But it is a bit early on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still early. That's what I'm saying. I know what you're saying, Ollie, about the start, but we have to see where they're at in about 10, 15 games in. I don't think you can just say they're going to get into the top 4 already. It's too early.
Yeah. Orest, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. So what's your thoughts on this game? Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0.
Yeah, Liverpool look good. The midfield looks, I think it's a bit strengthened now with the base recruitment of Gravenberch. But no, listen, they look good. Shabazlai, I know it's a hard name for you guys to pronounce, but he looks like a very good player. For the price that they got him for 40 million, yeah, listen, I think that's a good signing. Defensively, I know Van Dijk will be back soon, but listen, they copped well against Villa. For me, I don't know why Emery went with the back five. I think that was stupid to do, but he never usually does that. But yeah, listen, Liverpool got the win, and yeah, they look good, man. Liverpool look good.
Yeah. So I kind of echo what you guys said. Obviously, Ryan did say it, goal from Skrabosklai, Matty Cash own goal, and Salah. And I think a lot of people are transferring in Matty Cash, but I don't really see why. I think he's got a home fixture next. That's BFBL, by the way. I will be referencing that a lot because I did get 81 points this week, so good week for me. But yeah, moving on to the game, good win for Liverpool. Obviously, the only poor result they've had this season is they drew to Chelsea in the first game, but they've responded very well. We Aston Villa 3-0, Newcastle 2-1, and Bournemouth 3-1. Obviously, teams they should be beating. Their next fixture is Wolves away, so that is going to be a tough game. It's going to be probably a big test for them away from home. Wolves obviously just lost to Crystal Palace, which we will talk about before we end. But yeah, not looking good for Aston Villa. They are 10th and they have got 6 points in 4 games. So that means what have they done? They've won 2 games. Yeah, as I said, they beat Burnley and Everton and they lost. Well, gosh, the games they've lost are ridiculous. They lost 5-1 to Newcastle and 3-0 to Liverpool.
He's the conceding, isn't
Yeah, it's the
conceding,
conceding, yeah. And as Arrest said, no Van Dijk for Liverpool, but they're coping with Joe Matip and Joe Gomez in defence. Arnold was injured, was he? I'm not sure. I hope he's all right. I think he's withdrawn from the England team. Salah, absolutely brilliant. Skrabowski, McAllister, Curtis Jones, and Nunes and Diaz. In terms of Aston Villa, I do agree with you. Why would you play a back five with Konza, Diogo, Torres, Dinge, and Cash? Ollie Watkins, poor game, not getting any goals. I've just got a message from Elliot, guys. He said he's not available, so he won't be joining this stream. So that's all right. We've got a Ryan and a rest. It's fine. But yeah, we're going to move on now because we've got to go quickly. We're going up to the an hour mark. A top 6 team we haven't done very well is Chelsea. Nottingham Forest, Joel, who couldn't join here today, his dad is supporting Nottingham Forest. Obviously, they've come up from the Championship. Obviously, they're in last season. Where did they finish last season? Let's have a look. So Nottingham Forest finished 16th last season, and obviously the season before that, what did they do? Did they win the Championship, Ryan, or did they win the playoffs?
Ollie, they went via the playoff final.
The playoff final. Yeah, and that's when they had the goalkeeper who saved the penalty, wasn't it? That guy. What was his name? Oh, I forgot his name, but the guy who saved the penalty in the playoff final and he left anyway. But in terms of Nottingham Forest, they have a really good win for them. Alanga, of course, I know Arrest will probably like to talk about that. Alanga getting the goal, who got the assist in the Arsenal game as well when they lost 2-1. And now he's looking good as well. Matt Turner, and obviously former Arsenal player. I want to talk about Matt Turner, obviously. He came to Arsenal in January. He came in the summer. No, he came in January. He played a few Europa League games. He obviously played in the Man City loss when we lost in the round of 3. Round 3 of the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and I think he played in the Carabao Cup where we lost. No, that was Carl Hean who played. He didn't play any Premier League games, but he played a few Europa League games where he kept a clean sheet in one of them, and he played in that. So he wasn't the best for us. He didn't really get any game time, and he only played a few games. So it's another good keeper, getting not game time, then they're number 1. So obviously he's not in Forest number 1. Now he did get a yellow card in the game, but Nottingham Forest is. Not really sure about their team. They're 9th at the moment. Another team's only got 6 points. Obviously, let me just go through their fixtures. So they beat Chelsea 1-0. They lost to Man United 3-2. They beat Sheffield United 2-1. They lost to Arsenal 2-1. So it's not looking good for them. A lot of losses, but it's good to get a win on the board, especially away from home. In terms of Chelsea, Nicholas Jackson, or as I like to call him, Michael Jackson, because he has Jackson as a surname. Robert Sanchez in goal from Brighton, absolutely brilliant goalkeeper. But apart from that, Caicedo, obviously, Modric isn't very good. He was on the bench, was he? I don't think he was on the bench. Cole Palmer, new signing coming in. But you think of Chelsea, they've got rid of all these players, Koulibaly, Mendy, Kepa. They've got all these players, and they haven't really bought anyone. They've bought in Casado and players like that. But before we move on to rest, because I know he wants to talk about Alanga, let's talk about Forest. The better beat, but I'll be honest, good win for them. But I really hope Forest get relegated. I actually hate them for what they did. What did they do to you, Ryan?
Ole, it was in the playoff final with all that controversy with the 2 decisions. We should have had at least a pen. We should have.
Did you lose? Oh,
whoa!
Well, what happened there?
I don't know.
So did you lose in this game where you not in Forest?
Ole. Yes, we did. It was,
right. Okay.
It was the VAR controversy in this game.
So you could have been in the Premier League.
Had it have not been for the decisions, we probably could have been in the Premier League. Yes, but we're not. Yeah.
No. But yeah, obviously with that, I probably hope Nottingham Forest get relegated too, but they probably won't. But we'll start off with your Arrest if you're there, Arrest. Are you there? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So obviously Arrest Alanga getting the goal for me, United player. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, obviously Alanga. I'm happy for him, but listen, listen, I'm happy for him because he's getting minutes because he didn't get minutes at United. So I'm happy that that he's obviously getting the goals in. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I've missed him or anything like that. But listen, he's doing well. He's getting minutes. He's always wanted minutes, so he's getting some minutes. I don't know what he's. Steve Cooper, listen, it's the manager that I'll rate because this guy, whenever they lose, he likes blaming these decisions. It's so ironic for him to blame VAR and all that rubbish here when he needs to know himself how corrupted he got to play in this league. So, listen, Steve Cooper, I don't rate him, but listen, Forest, they got the win. Chelsea, they need to stop playing Conor Gallagher for me, bringing Lavia up, getting that midfield, and play players in the right position. Stop playing Sterling as a striker. So. Yeah, like I said, Chelsea, they got some stuff to sort out. But, Forest got the 3 points, so credit to them.
Yeah, moving on to you now, Ryan. Obviously, with the comment there, you obviously don't like Nottingham Forest, but they got the win. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think obviously Chelsea, I can't believe, they had so many chances, didn't they, in this game. I don't really know how they managed to lose this one, if I'm honest. Obviously, they just can't seem to take chances. I thought that chance from by Jackson, I don't know how he missed that. It's like Sterling, brilliant ball across, and he literally skies it over Jackson. So I'm not sure how he missed that chance. But yeah, obviously, Forest obviously getting the goal, which is what it's all about. Alanga, I think Alanga is going to do very well in this Forest side. I think the fact that he didn't ever have a consistent run in the United side. In my, people can say he was bad at United and all this, but for me, he wasn't given the chance, and he didn't really ever have a manager that believed in him either. But obviously, Steve Cooper, as much as I don't like him, he seems to believe in him, and now we're seeing what he can do. I know it's early on, but obviously he's managed to get a goal. He's looked very promising in the game we've seen. So, Forest got the goal, but then Chelsea just kept coming after that, and they just couldn't get a goal. But yeah, for me, they're still in a team in transition, Chelsea, aren't they, really, if I'm honest? But they shouldn't really be losing at home to Nottingham Forest, to be honest, at home. But they did, and that's what happens when you don't take your chances, ultimately. And obviously, let's not forget the mistake in the build-up to the Forest goal. Caicedo, for me, looked very shaky early on. I know people will say, we haven't played much football and all that, but he looked very shaky. He was the one that made the mistake in the lead-up to the goal. Let's not forget that. And he's also looked very shaky in the other games that we've seen him previously. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but maybe you will find some form at some point. But again, going from a side like Brighton, who, yes, they're a very good side. I respect Brighton for how they operate and how they look very strong. But from Brighton to Chelsea, there's a different kind of pressure here, and Caicedo has to deal with that. And for me, he looked a bit shaky. And I don't know what happened. He has to improve for sure. But Forest get the win, a good win for them. But I think it was a case of Chelsea just being so wasteful. That's the reason. And Forest just picking it, having one moment and scoring from it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just move on to my thoughts. Obviously, good goal. I don't know if it was a good goal, but Elanga getting the goal. Good win for Nottingham Forest. Not looking good for Chelsea at the moment. I'm not going to bother where they are on the table. We've got a few games left, guys, so we'll get your socials out before we end. But we'll talk about this game and then we'll go through the other games. So first of all, Brighton 3, Newcastle 1. So we'll start off with you, Ryan. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, obviously this game, I watched this game. It was a very exciting game, actually, end to end. Yeah, obviously Brighton. I mean, what can I say? Obviously, Evan Ferguson, what a player he is, absolute superstar. I think he's going to be picked up by a team that's higher up in the leagues at some point. If this continues, because obviously he got a hat trick. I think Brighton deserved to win. I think they obviously the home team. Obviously, they seem to just have a grasp on Newcastle. I know Newcastle did have lots of chances and things, but they're obviously Brighton just came out the traps. Obviously, getting an early goal. Obviously, half an hour in, just before half an hour, and then obviously Evan Ferguson. Getting all the goals, and yeah, obviously Callum Wilson getting a consolation goal in injury time at the end of the game. But yeah, obviously Newcastle are looking very shaky at the moment. For all the hype again, you're a team like Newcastle. People were talking about they're going to be challenging for the title. Apparently, I saw a few people say that. I was thinking, hang on a minute, just calm yourself down here. This is a team that. Yes, okay, they've got the backing now and all this, but it doesn't guarantee results, and you have to look at the games. And Newcastle obviously 3 points only from 4 games. That's a very poor return for them, and you're obviously conceding 3 goals. But yeah, Brighton for me, I love watching Brighton. They're a joy to watch, and Newcastle will have to respond, but another player I do like for Brighton as well, by the way, is Billy Gilmore. I think he's a really good player in that midfield for them. Really talented individual that will create lots of chances and get you a few goals too. But yeah, Newcastle have to up the tempo because they're disciplined as well, getting a few yellow cards. But defensively very poor. But going forward, yes, okay, they might have that threat, but they may be very wasteful, especially in this game as well. They were very wasteful in this game because they did have chances too. So, yeah, good win for Brighton, for Newcastle. Their poor form continues.
Yeah, I'll get on to you now, and then I'll get on my thoughts, and obviously I'll just go through some of the other games, a bit boring game stuff. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, obviously Brighton for me. Good win for them. Newcastle. People are saying that about Eddie Howe and some stuff. Listen, he's had tough games, man. He's had tough games, so I'm sure they will bounce back soon. And plus, they got Champions League as well. So yeah, Brighton. Listen, please, Evan Ferguson, please. I know you said you was United fan as you was a kid. You idolized Wayne Rooney. January 2024 is your dream, hopefully. But listen, I've always rated him, man. I think he's a talent, and him and Højlund together would be a fantastic partnership. But listen, I'm only hoping for now. But yeah, Ferguson is a special kid for me. Not surprised by the goals he scored, and yeah, they got some really, really good players in there. Obviously, Mitoma as well. So yeah, now Brighton look good. Obviously, we face them often in international break, so that should be interesting. But like I said, it depends what happens to United. But now Brighton look good, man. They look good.
Just your thoughts on that game. Do you think you can beat Brighton away? At home? Oh no, away.
I think we can beat them.
At home.
If it was away, then I would be more or less nervous. More or less confident. But yeah.
So we're not going to talk about this game, but Brentford 2, Bournemouth 2, obviously a bit of a boring game. Sheffield United 2, Everton 2, and Crystal Palace 3, Wolves 2. I just want to get your guys, we're not going to put the banner up, but I just want to get your guys' thoughts on Arsenal-Everton. What's your prediction for Arsenal-Everton, Ryan?
Yeah, well, I don't. Is that away?
Away for Arsenal, yeah.
Mind you, it don't really matter with it. For me, Everton are looking shocking, and I don't really know if they're going to be able to survive, but they're going to struggle this season. But for me, you probably have to go with an Arsenal win, really, if I'm honest. Probably going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
3-0 Arsenal. And Arrest, what about you? What's your prediction for Arsenal?
1-0 Everton.
Arsenal. Oh my. Really?
No, listen, the record that you guys have at Goodison Park is not good. So I think the last time you guys beat them was when Wayne Rooney actually played for Everton. So I'm gonna go with 1-1.
And then finally, Arrest, I'll start with you. Prediction for Brighton, Man United.
So Højlund and Amrabat debut. Come on, 3-0 United. Come on.
And Ryan, what about you? Your prediction?
Yeah, definitely Man United to win. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. And I'll go with Arsenal. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal because I think Everton will score and I think we'll score 2. And the United game, I think it'll be 3-1 United. I think Brighton will score. Maybe someone like Esputin or Mitoma. With United, I think they'll probably go from Rashford and then maybe a goal from Højlund and Amrabat maybe. So 3-1 I'm going with. But yeah, big up people in the comments. Big up, obviously, Arrestox Football who said smash the likes earlier. And Aidan, big up for joining. Obviously, got all these comments here. So big up for all the comments. And obviously, today wasn't the best stream. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but obviously we didn't have as many guests as we would have liked. And obviously not many people in the comments. Let me just check how many likes we have now. We have 9 likes. So let's get that up to 10 before. Well, we can't really read before the stream ends. But this comes the moment where we shout out our socials. So Ryan, we'll start off with you. Where can we find you on YouTube, Instagram, anywhere else?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm having a break on my YouTube, so I don't really see the point of doing that. I don't really know when I'm going to return to that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for having me on. And
what about your Instagram? Do you want to shout your Instagram? Always
No. I don't want to shout out my socials.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure, and a great stream.
All right, so of course we know you have socials, so shout out your socials.
Yeah. Instagram, R6 Football. That's where you guys will find us. Twitter, R6 Footy, where you guys will see our latest tweets whenever we go live or whenever we're planning to go live. Obviously, YouTube, you can find me here, R6 Football. Make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already. Close to 500, so subscribe if you're new.
Yeah, big up Ryan and Arrest, and of course, before we end, I'll shout out my socials. So you can find me here, DJ SINCLAIRO. You can catch me on a few other channels, of course, Arrest Talks Football. I was on a stream with him yesterday with Waleed, Hardeep, and Arrest, and Hardeep was hosting. It was a really good stream. We're obviously the same as this one, and the thumbnail was similar as well because it was from the same person who did the thumbnail. But yeah, you can also find me on Coach's Corner, Delberg on a TV, AFC Talk Show. I've been on there a few times, and a few other channels I don't want to mention or I can't think of anymore. Daddy and the Don Sports, so I'll big up Graham and the panel. Also Spurs Live, big up. I just want to big up a few people. Big up Spurs Live, Josh. Big up Toby, MBFC Global, who can be here today. Frederick, hope you're enjoying the game if you're watching this. I mean, who else? Joel, big up for joining. Big up Joel, but he hasn't joined for a while. Big up Elliot, who was supposed to join, but he's busy. I think he's doing something. Big up. Well, that's it, man. That's all I can think of. A few other people who are unavailable. Kyle over Football Overseas wasn't available. 2 Blues podcast. But yeah, find me here, Justin Carroll on YouTube. Currently on 1,075. Let's try and get that up to 1,080 as soon as possible, and try and get 1,100 for the end of the year, guys. We've got what, 3-4 months? Yeah. So wait, we've got the rest of September, October, November, December. So we've got 4 months to try and do it, guys. Come on, we can do it. 1,100, 1.1k. If you want to find me anywhere else, Instagram, Ollie.Sinclair56. I think I'm on the road to 850 followers. Yeah, I'm 2 away from 850 followers, so 848. And then on my fan page, you can catch me, Aaron_Ramsden fan page 1, 807 followers on there. So I'm on the road to 1k on both accounts. TikTok, Ollie is Epic556, on the road to 500 subscribed followers. SoundCloud, where I just uploaded the sped up song "Drinking." I do sped up songs on there. One of my most popular ones has over 10,000 views, so big up for that. But yeah, "Drinking." Joel Corey Rita Ora just sped up is out now. DJ SINCLAIRO. I think it's DJ capital space SINCLAIRO, so you can catch me there. Just type in the sped up song "Drinking," whatever, like that. Mixcloud, DJ SINCLAIRO 556. Just uploaded DJ SINCLAIRO in the mix 2038, 39. Played a load of bangers. Started off with "Drinking," played down by Charlie, who's obviously supporting the channel before. Apart from that, Snapchat, Instagram, Snapchat, PS4, and Xbox. Please do personally DM me for those ones. It's quite personal. Apart from that, also Twitter or X, whatever Twitter I prefer. Obviously, it's called X, but people call it Twitter. DJ SINCLAIRO, all in lowercase. Obviously, I think I've got like 10 followers. So please do follow me on there. Need to get some more followers up there. But I just want to say big up everyone. Obviously, big up Aiden and Arrest with Football in the comments. Big up Ryan for joining. Big up Arrest for joining. Big up, obviously, I'm the host, Ollie. So big up everyone for subscribing. Big up, make sure you guys like the stream. Watch back my videos for public watch hours. But it's been a great stream, obviously, reviewing Game Week 4. As I said, there will probably be a bit of a break now. So England are playing Ukraine. By the way, guys, where's the Ukraine game going to be played? Because Ukraine can't play it.
They're playing. I think they're playing Poland or somewhere.
Poland. All right, yeah. So we're playing Ukraine, and then we're playing Scotland in a friendly. And to be, I want Ramsdale to start in that friendly. If Pickford's starting in that friendly, I'm going to be pissed because we're playing a friendly against Scotland, which doesn't matter, and we can play Ramsdale, our second choice keeper. Listen, I think he'll play Pickford because he picks his friends, but I really want to see Ramsdale starting again. Obviously, Pickford will play in the Ukraine game, but listen, come on England for those games. Obviously, I probably won't do a stream for those games. So Game Week 5 review will be the next stream. And for that stream, I'm going to try and get a load more guests on there. Spurs Live, Toby, Ryan Arrest, Elliot, Joel maybe. So I'm going to try and get a load of people on that stream. Full panel, 6 people. And we'll be discussing the games. Hopefully an Arsenal win and maybe United win as well. Maybe Man City to lose. I'm not sure. But big up everyone. Good night. Hope you have a good night. Hope you enjoy your week and your weekend. Until the next time, obviously, we're taking a break. Might do videos. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm seeing Freya Ridings in October, so that's going to be really exciting. I'm going to have videos of that coming out. Not really any other gigs planned. Maybe weekly news coming soon as well. But big up Ryan, Arrest, myself. Good night, guys. Bye.
Time you stay for me. Outside we lose, we give them chills. We ain't the same, buddy. Cold when the sun goes down.
Come on, you Gunners!
I'm glad you came, that you got out.